Good evening and welcome to the Dunton Technical Centre Championship 2021 Season 6, Round 5. Hopefully the audio is all good. Please drop me a message to make sure that is all working fine and dandy. I think it is. So, Round 5, our first Enduro of the season. There's 2 endurance races per season at the moment, and this is the first one, and this is the 45-minute race around the famous Le Sarthe Le Mans track in the LMP1s, so the beast of the LMP1 hybrids. So usual format for our endurance races, it's a one-shot 45-minute race. No restriction on tyre compounds, but they do have to use 2 different compounds. Thank you, Mika. Good evening. They do have to use 2 different compounds, and they have to start the race on the tyres they qualified on. That is the only tyre requirements. Now there's 18 different sets of malarkey we have on the Group 2s. Group 3s and the usual format. So straight race this time. One single race. Here we go. Right, so walking through the grid, rolling start for the endurance races. So as per our usual rules now, in the first race of the evening, and this is the only race of the evening, therefore it still stands, that the top 5 in qualifying go to the back in reverse order. So on track pole is Mike again, showing his 6th sense of how to get 6th fastest in qualifying. So he starts again from the front. And as per the rally round, previous round we did last week, all the drivers have got classic liveries for their cars again. So there's a choice of, I think, 5 different cars they can pick. But they've all put classic liveries on their cars. So Mike, even though you can't really tell, I think he's in the Toyota. It might be a Porsche. We'll get a better view. But he's got his classic Mazda, famous renowned livery on his car. So he was 6th fastest in qualifying, so he starts on pole. Second on the grid is Harry in his classic Bentley Wings green livery. Third is Jimmy in Otis. I'm not sure what that's from. I'm sure someone online will tell me. But he's third on the grid. Then Dan 4th in his absolute seminal classic 80s silk cut Jaguar livery on his Porsche. 5th is Mika in a classic Golf liveried Toyota, I think that is, yeah. So yeah, can't be so you got silk cut followed by Golf. Can't get more classic than that. Then Lex is 6th on the grid. He's in his Leighton House liveried Porsche. Then Daz in 7th. He's in his Coca-Cola Toyota. Then Matt in 8th in his Newman 80s Yost Porsche liveried Toyota. Then we've got a very poor view of Chris Lewis, who effectively was 3rd quickest in qualifying. I think he's got a Pescarolo livery on his Porsche, I think. It's hard to tell from the back. Then 2nd quickest in qualifying, so 10th on the grid is Andy in, again, I think a Porsche, but we'll soon find out. And then last, and probably going to be the runaway winner tonight, is Chris in his Audi, the only one in an Audi tonight, which is quite interesting. So we'll see how that shakes out against the Toyotas and Porsches. I think everyone's gone Toyota and Porsche apart from Chris in the Audi. So he was fastest in qualifying by some way as well. And special shout out to Chris as well. He did his own livery tonight. So there you go. Deserves to win just for that alone. Right, so without further ado, 45 minutes. Probably a mix of 1 and 2 stops on this tonight. The tyres and fuel deg has been set to try and make it not a slam dunk that you do 1 stop, although the one issue with this track is the pit stops are very long, so I think we'll be seeing 1 stops as the rule unless people can't make the fuel last. So here we go. Mike will take us across the line. rolling start as always. I'll just clear my throat. There we go, look at that classic livery. So as we go through the Ford chicane, and away we go. So Mike gets the green light, puts his foot down, away he goes. So off he goes to towards the first corner and the Dunlop chicane. So we've got Harry, who's already gained a little bit on him. So stay on the lead as they come into the first tight chicane. Is there everyone going to hit their braking points? They do. Harry's already all over the back of Mike. I'm not sure if there's anything else going on, but he's already on the back. Let's have a look quickly back to the first. So Jimmy's in third, Dan's in fourth, and we've got Mika, looks like already having a bit of a battle with Lex, who's in sixth. Looks like Lex was going to move there, but Mika's holding firm. Then we've got a bit of a queue now behind, so let's watch out. So Daz is making a move on the inside of Lex, and they have a bit of a knock as they go through Tetra Rouge, and Matt then goes screaming down the inside. So look, Matt takes two positions there. Very nicely done. He's dropped into the toe of his teammate already. So let's have a look. So Mike's away. He's got Harry behind him. And let's go back to what's going on in this 6th and 7th and 8th battle. So Mika, as we go into the first chicanes, they're flat out, topping over 200 mile an hour. Here we go into the first chicane. Is it all going to go wrong? Matt's got through. He passes his teammate to 5th. Gives Mika a little nudge. So Mika's dropped down to 6th. And then Chris is trying to get past his 7th. And then a bit further back, we've got a four-way battle for, what's that, 8th position. Look at that four-car train. Let's just quickly look in front of them. What's going on there, Matt? And Chris there, he's in 6th. He's past Lex in 7th. And we've got Mika in 8th. It's going to be further back. See what's going on as they come into the second chicane for the first time. Is everyone going to get their break in? No, it looks like Lex has been nerfed off. Into the sand he goes. Oh, poor Lex. That was a shame. And it looks like that was probably Mika. She's waiting to redress, which is the way you should do things, the way we like to see in DTCC. So Mika's waiting for Lex to get back on the power, and he's on the way. So we've got Mike is just in front of Harry. It goes a little bit wide coming out, so let's see what's going on. Oh, Dan's gone really wide into Morsal corner, and Matt's up to 4th now. Then we've got his battle royale going on behind them. So Andy's up to 7th. Chris is Dan's recovering in 7th. Looks like Chris has now got him as they come through the kinks up towards Indianapolis. So this is probably actually one of the quickest parts of the track, despite it being a very, very kinked straight. But as they go into Indianapolis for the first time, this is super quick, almost flat through the right hand and then hard on the brakes for the left. Let's go see what's going on. So Chris is up to 5th already from the back in the Audi. He's already up to 5th. It looks like Andrew's going to have a quick look inside, but no, into Arnage with a very tricky track. So there's Matt, he's in 4th, and Chris is already up to 5th. He's flying through the field. Mike's out front, but he's got Harry right behind him. So Mike in the pseudo Mazda, and Harry's gone wide, and the pseudo Bentley's gone off. Is he going to get back in place? No. So Jimmy's up to 2nd. Matt looks like he's swooped over 3rd, and then they come flying through the Porsche curves. These are phenomenal corners. So Harry's down to 5th. Chris is up to 4th already from the back. Then we've got a bit of a battle between Andy and, Andy's going very wide. Oh, is that an off-track pass? It might have been. Nothing mentioned in the stewards, but then Harry's giving Jimmy a bit of his own medicine. Chris is trying to go to the inside. He does. Did Chris get that stopped? I don't know. Let's have a watch back, because that looked like he was going in very hot there. So let's go on board with Daz. He's following through as we go through these rapid Porsche curves. Let's see what happens. So it looks like Andy, I think, had a bit of an off-track manoeuvre there on Harry as they come through the little quick chicane into the 4th chicane proper. And then Chris goes, oh, nice move, Chris. Just about got it in, kept it in play. This does go through the final part. So there we go. Let's have a look what's going on then. So Mike's got a bit of a lead now. He's well away. Harry was hassling him, but now he's away. So Mike's in 1st, and Matt's in 2nd. So let's go. What happened there then? So Jimmy's gone. What happened between? So Jimmy was in 3rd. Obviously saw Harry going off. There's Harry rejoining. So what happened to Jimmy? They come screaming through the Porsche curves for the first time. Going through the tricky layout. I just went a bit wide. That's a hard corner, that one. That's a tricky corner because it's unsighted. Old Chris muscles through like he loves to do. So Jimmy down to 4th, Matt's up to 2nd. He's got Chris all over the back of him in that Audi. Let's have a watch on board from Chris's point of view. We'll see what goes on with the fuel, because obviously the different cars have different fuel degradation. And something to watch out for as we go through this race is that hybrid battery energy store bar that's bottom left. You can just see it above the mileometer. That shows how much battery storage she's got left. And you can see the Audi isn't very good at recovering its hybrid. It's very strong down the straights. It's not particularly good recovering. So let's go on. So Jimmy now has got Chris right behind him. Oh, track limit's not being observed. They come out of Tetra Rouge. Let's go on board with Chris. We got behind. We got Harry behind us. Let's have a look. So we're looking back from Jimmy's car now. Chris, is he going to make a move as they go down the straight? No, he gives him a bump draft. Interesting bump draft. Now we're right up behind Jimmy as we go past. Are we going to make a move into the chicane? Yes, we do. Does Chris get it stopped? Yes, he does. Nice move. And what we've got going on behind us, there's Jimmy getting a little bit sideways again. He's been passed by Andy now. Andy's up to 6th as well, so he's had a decent start. Harry's now in 5th, but he's got Andy right behind him. I think Chris is in a bit of free air now. Yes, he is. So let's see what's going on between these guys. Go on board with Andy, sitting in the tow. I think we're on board in a Toyota. Doesn't make a move as he goes into the 2nd chicane. Is he going to get on the power and get maybe a run as they go into Mulsanne corner? Gets a purple, but everyone's got purple. Let's just have a quick look what's going up front. So Mike is still leading. And Chris has got Matt actually. Let's have a watch to see what happened there. Let's just see. I think this is the grunt of the Audi. The Audi's got, whilst this hybrid doesn't work particularly well, you see he's got hardly any battery left. You look top left, bottom left, but that guy is just so quick down the straights. So an easy pass into the 2nd chicane. That runs a little bit wide. Probably hoping he can stick in the toe. You see Matt, by contrast, has got a lot of hybrid, but doesn't then use it all, whereas the Audi doesn't recover much, but then uses it all. Right, so let's go back behind. So we've got a battle going on. So Andy's now tucked up behind Harry. Got a little bit of a gap there to Jimmy, and it looks like we've got a move going on behind us. What's going on there? So this is Jimmy versus Daz. Daz going to have a look inside. No, he doesn't. And it looks like someone went wide. Who was that? Was Daz going? Oh, who was that? That was Andy. Andy went off, unfortunately. Let's see what happened there. I think he just missed his braking going into the one of the slowest corners on the track and just goes wide into the gravel trap. So unlucky there for Andy. You've got it all to do again. So Daz is up to 7th. Jimmy is up to 6th again. Harry's in 5th trying to recover. Chris is in 4th. Matt is in 3rd, and he's already lost touch a bit with Chris. Chris is in 2nd, and they've got Mike who's leading. So Mike doing a super job up front in the Toyota. On medium tyres, which is interesting. So that's probably why he's used tactical 6th place on the grid was actually because he was in on medium. So that is interesting stuff. We'll keep an eye on that. He's obviously decided he's going to go long and do a long first stint on the mediums, then maybe switch to supers for a shorter stint. Obviously the problem with this track is that it's so long. It's only 14 laps. It means it's very easy to get caught out on fuel and tyres. So Mike leads into the Porsche curves. We've got Chris gaining quickly, flying through the Porsche curves, just giving it a nudge. Let's have a watch through the eyes of Chris. Well, both getting a little bit wide there, but I think they're just about on limits. So now this is the part where Chris is super quick. We're going to the 4th chicane, the end of the lap. Oh, he's really gaining on Mike there. Let's watch behind. So we've got an Audi all over our bumper. Mike gets it a little bit wayward. Let's have a watch from Chris's car. Oh, there we go. Is he going to make a move into the Dunlop chicane? He's going to go down the inside of the first corner. Look at that. That was brave. Audacious move there from Chris. Is he going to get here? Guess he stopped in time as well, so I gave him room in the apex, and away he goes. So Chris up to 1st. Just stormed down the inside there. Is Mike, if Mike can stay in contact through the chicane into Tetra Rouge, he might have a chance of getting a tow from the Audi, because they're all pretty close. You can see what we're on to lap 3, and the top 3 are very, very close, and Chris Lewis is not far behind as well. So Mike's now down to second, he's got Matt closing on him, and then we've got Chris in 4th, Harry in a bit of a gap to 5th, Daz is now in 6th, Andy's recovering up to 7th, Jimmy's down to 8th, we've got Dan in 9th in the Porsche, Mika in 10th, and Lex in 11th. So Chris is away, but now we've got a battle for 2nd place, so Mike has got Matt all over him, so this is this is Toyota versus Toyota. Yep, 2 Toyotas. Let's go on board with Matt. Here we go, down the 2nd of the Mulsanne straights as we go into the chicane. Is Matt going to make a move, or was he going to bump draft him? No, he's going to make a move. They come to braking. Here we go, down the inside. I think he's done him. Yes, he is. Mike is right behind us. It's a bit of a swap on though, Mike, as we come out and go through the 2nd part of the chicane. Matt's away, so Matt, I think, has already broken the toe. So we've Mike's now got his got attention to Chris Lewis. So Chris Lewis, who's currently 4th in the championship, but had a good qualifying. He's now trying to gain on Mike, and Mike's now weaving a little bit to break the toe. Let's go on board with Chris as we go into the heavy stop for Mulsanne corner. Can he pick up a bit of a toe? We'll see. Let's come out. So Harry's in 5th on his own. Daz is 6th. He's got Andy getting quite close behind him. Jimmy in 8th. Dan in 9th. Mika in 10th with Lex. Looks like slowly gaining. But Chris is gone. You can see Chris, okay, let's concentrate on this 3rd place battle then. Matt hasn't cleared off that much, but Chris is looking like he's going to make a move. Oh, he's going to run the outside of Indianapolis. What a move! What a move. And Mike's going to cut back and on the inside and tries to get on the power. But what a move by Chris. That is worthy of a replay, I think. Here we go. So we're on board with Chris. Look how quick this corner is. This is a 200-mile-an-hour corner. And Chris decides, I'm just going to go around the outside. Look at that. That's a cracking move. And Mike decides to try to go down the inside, but doesn't quite make it stick. So Chris up to 3rd there. Can you do anything about Matt? So Chris has got some pace. He's on soft, so let's have a quick then after 10 minutes to see where we're at. So Chris is leading, done a 3:21, almost dead, and he's on softs. He's got just under 2/3 of a tank of fuel left. But Matt's in 2nd. He did a 22.6, but he's got quite a lot more fuel left than Chris. That's interesting. And then Chris Lewis, he's in 3rd, he's on softs. And he's got similar fuel to Matt, maybe not quite as much, but similar fuel to Matt. And Mike's on mediums, and he's got similar amount of fuel. Interesting to see how much hybrid he's got as well. So he's in 4th, but he's so the Toyota guys all got a similar amount of fuel. And Harry's in 5th. It looks like Andy's catching him. And you got Daz not far behind as well, and Daz unfortunately took too much of a shortcut and then got reset. That's really unfortunate. It's so annoying the way the game does that. So let's have a look then. So we got a battle then for 5th by the looks of it, and then let's just quickly look behind us. So Dan, Jimmy and Mika are reasonably close together, and then Lex a little bit behind. So let's see what's going on. It's just Jimmy's having a look down inside. Dan, oh, is he going to let him have that place back? Yes, he does. I'm not sure he deliberately let him off or went off into the gravel, but fair play to Jimmy. He's doing a bit of a Max Verstappen. He's letting him have the place back when he's trying to get a toe as they go into the, I think it's Dunlop chicane. I could be wrong. Dan protects the inside, so is Jimmy going to get a run as they come out? It's tricky to pass there. They go down the hill, the famous Dunlop bridge. As they come down the hill, Dan's got a little bit wide. I'm trying to see what's going on there. So, and it looks like Andy's got past Daz. We'll go though. So let's have a battle there. So Jimmy, Daz, and Harry and Andy having a battle, but Jimmy's now got past Dan. Let's just stay on these guys for a little bit. Let's just see if anything's going to go on, and maybe we'll go up and let's have a look and see what's going on here. So down out of Tetra Rouge they go, on board with Andy. They're both in Toyotas. So Harry's trying to break the toe a little bit of weaving going on. And he's going to get the toe. Oh, let's see what goes on. He's hitting 205 mile an hour. So he's going to be on the brakes the quickest. It looks like Andy's got the job done. But Harry's right behind him. Let's go on board with Harry. Can he get the power down and get back in the toe? I think he can. Watching from Andy. So we're going to get much of a toe. Here comes Harry. He's going to come back. Oh, big toe now. Look at that. Getting a huge toe. Is he going to get, as he go alongside of the chicane, side by side, rubbing mirrors? It's Harry's on the inside though. Harry gets him back. So a great bit of racing between these two. And then behind them, Daz and we saw Jimmy and Dan are still battling as well. So look at this. We've got a cracking battle for 5th. We've got a cracking battle here for 8th as well. So as they come down the second of the straights, let's go on board with Dan. And the beautiful silk cut Porsche. So that Honda's Toyota's pulling away though. That Toyota is strong. The Porsche tends to Porsche is quick and it handles well. It's very quick through the Porsche curves and the like, but it's not so quick down the straight. So it looks like Jimmy's got a bit of a lead on. So let's go back to the battle for 5th, and here we go. So these two are still at it. Harry's right behind. Andy's trying to go defensive. They're going to the first, the second of the kinks. Let's go on board. Where is Harry? Can we see Harry? He's right behind us. There he goes. They're going to Annapolis. This is a scary part of the track. It's super quick. And he leads through the tight right left-hander into Arnage, which is hard at this time of day. It's unsighted. There's suns in your eyes. He's got it at the moment. Let's go on board now. We go into the Porsche curves. Very tricky to pass here. And he goes a little bit defensive. There we can see, but wasn't going to get much doing there. I don't think it's a hard place to pass. Let's watch from the back of Andy's car now. A little bit of a lift there, and through the very quick left-hand, right-hander. And it's really tricky left. Oh, another bit of track limits because he kept it pinned there. Oh, I wonder if the stewards are going to get involved in that one. Into the fourth chicane he goes. Nice and neat, rides the curves nicely. Right, let's have a look then. It's up front, Chris. He's well away, just did a 3:19.4. It's just seriously quick. So his softs are starting to go off a bit, but he's flying out there. Then we got Matt who did a 23.1. But if we have a look at the fuel, Chris's fuel, so Chris, whilst he's got the pace, he's definitely in his fuel, but mind you, he's quite a lot quicker than Matt. Matt did a 23.1 the previous lap. So Chris is in third, and he's gaining on Matt, not by much, but he's gaining 3/10 quicker on the last lap. Still well inside of the second place, given he's fourth in the championship at the moment, but only 6 points behind Matt, and effectively this one race is worth 1.5 points. So it's effectively the combined. A lovely drift from Chris. He got the at the end of season awards. He got the Drift King award. There we go. Proving wide. Gets fully sideways. Let's have a look back at that one. That was. Let's watch that in car. We come in braking late just before the 100-meter board. Gets it fully crossed up. Look at that. Still makes the apex coming out. Lovely stuff. So Mike's now in fourth. So let's have a quick look. So Chris on softs. He's just under half a tank. Matt on softs. The tyre wear looks pretty similar. You can see that Matt's got slightly more fuel. And Mike, his mediums are not wearing too much as you would expect. A little bit less fuel. Andy in the Porsche he's going through his fuel quite quickly, and he got Harry right behind him who's also going through his fuel, and Harry looks like he's going to have another look down the inside. I think he's probably being smart. He's probably sitting behind the Toyota. I think, right, well, let's just save a bit of fuel here, because if I can get another lap out of this, it's either one less lap I have to do on the well, he's going past, he's starting to go past. Yes, he does. There he goes. Let's just go back on board with Andy. Oh, Andy's fighting him as we go into Mulsanne corner. There we go. So is he going to stick in his toe? Very tempting to get on the power too quickly there. He's dropped a little bit off the back of Harry. We'll keep an eye on these two. They're having a cracking race. So Harry's doing okay, but he's going down, but he's about just under 3/8 of a tank. So he's going through it a little bit in the Toyota. So is Andy. Andy is in the Porsche. So he's got similar fuel. Daz is doing a good job in the Toyota. So he's a little bit behind these guys, not that far. Let's see what's going up in front. There seems to be a bit of battle here. Who's that? So that's Harry's gone again. That's so sad. Arnage is such a hard track corner, and it looks like Daz is going to get interested now. You could just see the Bentley in front of him. So Andy's now clear. Andy's now clear to try and make a bit of an escape and see if he can catch those guys ahead. He might be fuel saving now because it's that Porsche is quite. And again, it goes wide again with track limits. All right, so Mike. So Andy in the Porsche is going through his fuel a bit quicker than Mike. So Mike did a 326.6. Andy did his fastest, a 323.4. Let's see what this lap is. 26.4 for Andy, 26.9. So he's catching. Obviously doing a bit of fuel saving, these two. Chris Lewis, he's doing third. He did 324.6. Matt did a 23.8. So Matt's pulling away again. And you got Chris who's flying away, doing 3 seconds that faster than anyone else. But he's burning his fuel. You can see that. So Chris is down to a quarter of a tank. Matt has got, well, 3/8 of a tank. So Matt's got at least 1/8 of a tank more. So he's probably going to get, if he stops at the same time as Chris, then he'll either, well, he'll certainly probably have to put less fuel in, which means his stop will be quicker, or he might try and get an extra lap out of this, and therefore have a shorter stint. So rather than do probably 2 stints of 7, he'll probably try and maybe do an 8.6. We'll see. So Chris is in third, so very similar fuel to Matt. And Mike's in fourth, and he's been chased down by the Porsche. But Andy's got less fuel than Mike. So Andy's got the fresher tyres, and the faster tyres, but they're beginning to go a bit now. Porsche's hard on its tyres, so that, yeah, his fronts aren't looking too clever at all. Let's see what else is going on. There's Harry's in 6th, trying to do catch up. He hasn't got Daz too far behind him. And Jimmy's still flying along in 8th, doing a nice job. Mika's in 9th. Lex is in 10th, and we got Dan. So we've got Dan and Lex having a bit of a battle. Let's see what's going on inside the Silk Cut Porsche. Going into the first of the Volsan chicanes, which has got a name. I think this might be called Michelin or Michelin. Again, I could be completely wrong. So Dan trying to catch up with Lex. Lex in the classic Leighton House Porsche. Here comes Dan in also a Porsche, so no difference here. And Dan's doing a good job with his fuel actually. He's looking better. Oh, he's going to take a big walk at that around the outside, but left it a little bit too late. Didn't quite make the apex. That was a good attempt, but didn't quite make it. Let's have a quick rewatch of that. Let's go outside. So I think he got a little bit sucked into the back of the baby blue Porsche, and it just comes screaming down the outside. Did a good job to miss him. And Lex took a shortcut. I think he saw it coming. So those two will continue on. Back to the front we go. So Chris, well, he says tyres are not looking too bad. Fuel is going to get another lap. He's probably doing a degree of fuel saving there. But then we got Matt, who won't be fuel saving at all. He's got plenty of fuel actually on board. It looks like he's shaking Chris off a little bit. Chris has dropped a little bit, so maybe Chris made a little mistake there as Matt comes through the exit, the Porsche curves, and Chris is just approaching it now. So Matt's got a little bit of a gap now. And oh, look at this, what a time to go back on board. Let's go back, we can have some screaming battling going on here. So, Andy has caught Mike up. Let's go on board with Andy. So, Porsche versus Toyota. medium versus soft. So mediums, they're slower but wearing less, and Andy's got some really knackered softs on, so as he try and go side by side around the outside. What a move that would be. Does he make it stick? They have a bit of a tangle. They both go, oh, Mike goes very wide, Andy manages to keep it in the limits. That's good. So what can Mike do from there? His mediums, he's probably got another 2 laps of fuel left yet. So go through this there. Oh, Mike's down at first. Look at that, interesting. There you go. It's a lot of hybrid boosts. They're quite interesting cars to drive. These are. But there's definite tricks to how to get pace out of them. The hybrid tends to release when the car is straight. So when the steering wheel goes to less than a certain angle of lock is when the hybrid deploys. So yeah, you want to kind of, rather than get on the throttle of the apex, you kind of want to get the car straight and then hoof it, and then you get full deployment. So it tends to be quicker, a bit counterintuitive sometimes. So in comes Harry. So he's doing a short first stint, which is interesting. Bit of damage there. He's been in the wars. So he's doing a 6 and an 8. So that's interesting. What's he putting on, I wonder? And Meek is also coming in. So top marks to both Harry and Carly. They've both got their pit crews in the same livery as their car, so that's good stuff. And then Dan's in as well, and look at that, looking cracking, silk cut colours, and Lex as well. So let's see who gets out quickest out of these guys. So Daz is carry on in 7th, Jimmy's carry on in 6th, Jimmy's carry on in 7th. So Harry's come out in 8th. He's put mediums on, so he's going to do an 8-lap stint on mediums. Dan's still fueling and tyre changes. He's just come on. So Carly is now changing tyres, and Carly has gone on to mediums. So similar strategy to Jimmy, to Harry, sorry. Dan and Lex, let's see what they do. So Lex's tyres were pretty gone. Dan's went much better. So Dan's actually managed to save quite a lot of fuel. So in that Porsche, he saved a lot of fuel. Lex is coming right behind him. So Dan's on mediums, Lex is on mediums. So game on between those two. So let's have a look at the front. So Chris is coming round, still doing 20s, still very quick. So he's still 3 seconds quicker than Matt. And Matt's obviously, I think, trying to look after his tyres. You can see actually the Audi is pretty similar on tyres to Matt's Toyota, but fuel is a fair bit better. And Chris in 3rd did a 3:28 last lap. So yeah, he must have made a small mistake. I think it was at this corner, Arnage. Tricky corner. I think he made a small mistake there. So his fuel is roughly same to Matt. So Andy is now in 4th. He's pulled a little way away from Mike. So we saw these two having a proper old ding-dong at Porsche curve, which isn't usually a place to pass. Another fantastic pass in this race. So Mike's in 5th, and Mike might try. So Andy's managed to get his Porsche to do get to halfway. Chris is into the pits, still wearing his SCT coloured overalls, which is good. So yeah, so Mike might get another lap out of that. Andy will definitely be in this lap. So Matt's in as well. Let's see what Chris is in too. So the top 3 all in. Then comes Chris, as I say, a long pit lane here. So he changes his tyres. Be interesting to see what he goes on to. Then Andy's coming in as well. Chris is in and Matt's in. So Matt has got a bit less fuel to put in, I think. Just under a quarter of a tank when he stopped, which is interesting. So he'll probably gain a little bit. I think he's about 14-15 seconds behind Chris at the stops. So Mike did indeed get another lap out. So impressive fuel saving on the mediums. He is now in the lead. Fuel is going to start flashing, but it should be okay. Daz is now up to 2nd, and Daz is doing a great job on his fuel. Look at that, he can carry on. He's probably got at least another lap in that, probably another 2. And then Chris has come out in 3rd. He's put super softs on. Matt has come out in 4th. He has also put super softs on. I think their gap has got a little bit closer. Yeah, it's definitely a bit closer. I think Matt gained about 3 or 4 seconds there in the pits. We'll soon. Yeah, you can see there. Matt did a 4:06.8. Chris did a 4:09.1. So only a couple of seconds there, but and Matt has put less fuel in as well. Chris has fueled up, and there you go. Matt has put 7/8 of a tank in. So interesting. Chris has come out in third. He's done similar tactics. He hasn't quite put full tank in. He's on mediums. Andy's out full tank on mediums in his Porsche. Harry's in 7th. He's also not put a full tank on. So it's interesting that the top couple are still gone for super softs, and these guys have gone for mediums. So Jimmy's not that far behind Harry. 2 teammates in JH Racing, not too far. And Mika's a little bit off these guys in 9th. Dan's in 10th and Lex is in 11th. And Lex looks like he's had a bit of an adventure. He's dropped off the back of Dan. So Mike back in the lead where he started. I feel like it's going to start flashing pretty soon, if not already. But I think he'll be alright to get it home. So that means he's going to short fill. I'm taking the Toyota, which sells its fuel. So he'll be out of short fill, 6 laps worth, and probably go on the super soft. So this could be an interesting strategy for Mike. We'll see how that plays out. And then we got Chris has got past Daz. Let's have a quick look there. I don't think there's anything. Let's go back. Oh, missed it. There he was. So he's behind Daz. They come out of the second chicane, and looks like Daz was letting him through there, but well, just nips down the inside. There we go. Daz didn't fight that one too hard. It's probably a wise decision. 2 different races, I think. So Chris heads up towards Indianapolis. Matt is just coming out of Mulsanne corner, so he's gained a little bit on him, but not a huge amount, probably not enough. So what's going on? See anything going on at the back here? So there's Dan setting the PB, and there's Lex. Right, so let's see what Mike can do. If he'll get that home, I think he will. He's got Chris looming down them, so given this is probably a 50-second pit stop, Chris is nearly 50 seconds ahead of Mike. You just see Chris in the background there as they come into the start of the Porsche curves. Probably one of the best sequences of corners and track combo and car combo in the game. And then P1 through here is amazing. So Mike's done a great job. He's got his mediums to do full 8 laps, and his fuel as well, just ticking over now. There's not very much left when he comes in, but he's right near the pits now. Here he comes into the pits, so we'll keep an eye on. He was battling with Andy, so we'll keep an eye where he comes out. So Chris is going to take the lead. There he goes, crosses the line, resumes the lead. So Mike is in and Daz is in. So Daz done a great job, so he didn't get that extra lap, but he's still got some fuel on board, so he'll be a quick stop. So Matt comes across the line into second. So Chris did a 3:17.7, Matt did a 3:19.6, so he's getting the gap down 32 seconds now. So he's getting there slowly. Pulled another 2.5 seconds on Chris. So Chris looks like he's a pretty steady third now. He's a little bit way behind Matt, but Andy's in 4th. Okay, let's watch this. So where's Mike? Mike's rolling. So Mike has come out behind Andy, but not that much behind. And this is going to be interesting. So Mike is out. He's on softs. Andy is on mediums. And Mike's put quite a lot of fuel in, actually, more than I expected. He's obviously going to turn this one up now. You can see that he's redlining it now. He's like taking it easy to start with, and then he's like, right, I've got 6 laps to go. I'm going to rev this thing till it blows up. So we'll keep an eye on that. Andy's on the slower tyre. He's got track position, but he's on the slower tyre. Then we got Daz, who's not far behind him either. Can you see him? Let's have a look. Not quite. And then we got Harry trying to recover from his various dramas. Just 3:24.3, so it's competitive lap times. Mika in 8th. Jimmy's coming in get rid of his mediums. He did a good first long stint as well. So he's come out in 9th. Oh, that's gone a bit wide, coming out of the last chicane. Is that going to give Lex? Lex isn't that far behind, he's just going into the 4 chicanes. So Dan we'll probably see as Lex, so the game on between these two for 10th as well. Not much in it. So Chris is away, clear track, super softs, in a very fast Audi. So he's like hitting 203 as he go into Indianapolis. Let's just contrast that with Matt. Through the second kink. On 201, so yeah, the Audi's got such a strong top end. It also helps that Chris is amazing behind the wheel, but yeah, so the Toyota's good on its fuel, but it looks like I think the Audi's the car to have around this track. So it looks like first and second is reasonably settled. Matt's got a bit of a lead now on Chris. Chris has just got to hang on to third, so I think the main focus is going to be these two. So Andy is setting a PB, there he is. So even though he's on mediums, rather than softs he started the race with, he's setting PBs, a bit less fuel now. Mike is closing him down though, looks like. He's got the softs, obviously he doesn't know what Andy's using, but he's got the softs. Daz is in third, getting a little bit wide through Arnage, sixth, sorry. Can he close these guys there? He's on super soft, so he's got a tyre advantage over the two in front of him. Harry's in 7th on his mediums. Mika's doing a great job in 8th. Although it does look like Jimmy's closing Mika down a little bit. We'll keep an eye on that. Very similar lap times. Jimmy's done a 3:29.6, his fastest. Mika's done a 3:30.9, so not a huge amount in it. Then we got Dan there. I love that livery. It's the best livery of the lot, I think. He's in 10th and Lex in 11th. These two are pretty close, not much in it. In fact, look at the last lap. I know they both had dramas, but Lex did a 3:37, 7:32, and Dan did a 37.725, so 7 thousandths of a second between them on a 8-mile, 3-minute lap. Right, let's have a look. So Chris has just done a 3:18.9, he's flying. Matt's just done his fastest through our 21.5, but still 2.5 seconds off the flying Audi. 201, 202 as he goes into the second chicane. Difference in speed between that and the look at that, it's 3 mile an hour faster. So Matt into the second chicane, looks like a fairly safe second now. Chris is in third. So let's have a look and see what's going on behind. So Andy did a 3:24.0, Mike did a 22.0, so a full 2 seconds quicker. I wonder why Mike didn't get that as a PB. Full 2 seconds, so Chris, I think Andy's just got to hope that Mike runs out of tyres before he gets to him. Mike flicks it through the second chicane. It's just keeping them honest. He did 23.2, which again, it's not showing up as his PB, which is interesting. It must be an outlap. But yeah, look at that. He's a second up on his fastest. So yeah, I guess as Mike was an outlap as well. So can Andy hang on? A, can he hang on to the back of that Porsche? And B, can he hang on to Mike who's coming at him? So go up the kinked back straight, we call it, into Indianapolis. Let's just have a watch on board. We come flying into this very quick right, and a little bit of a lift as it goes through, then hard on the brakes down a second. And into probably the hardest corner on the track. You see it's no real reference points to brake, and the sun's in your eyes into Arnage. Takes that nicely. I think we're gaining. So Dad's a little bit off. What we got here? So we got a battle now between Jimmy and so Jimmy has actually passed Mika. Let's see what happened there. Let's go back a bit. Go on board in with Jimmy. Getting the toe as they come out of Tetra Rouge onto the first of the straights. Getting a nice toe. And just sweeps on past. There we go. Nice and easy. Mika tucks in behind. Oh, tries to get a move down the inside. Look at that. That was a bit of late braking. Oh, made it stick as well. Look at that. That was a comeback. Wasn't expecting that. It runs a little bit wide and Jimmy goes past again. But a cracking piece of racing between these two. Can Mika get back in the toe? That was cracking re-overtake from Mika. A bit later on the brakes. I managed to get it stopped. Unfortunately, it was just getting a little bit too quick for the left-hander of the chicane. Let's see if Mika can pick up the toe as they come down the straight. Nice to see the right circuit map on the top of the car. So you know where you're going. Some of them don't want to show that. Not too far behind. Can Mika pick up a bit of a toe? They come into. There's a good view. As they come down over the slight crest, they come into Mulsanne at hairpin. Mulsanne corner. Mika's getting close. But if you're keeping it in tidy, there might be a bit of a opportunity for a toe here from Mika. Let's just go look in the back. So looking for the back of Jimmy's car as we come through the series of quick kinks into Indianapolis. Is Mika going to be brave and throw down the inside as we go into Indianapolis? They'll take a very brave move. It's a quick part of the track, this. No, he decides better of it. That would be brave. Jimmy's a little bit late going into the left-hander, but manages to get it stopped and he's away. So, let's have a look. Actually, let's catch up what's going on for fourth. So, Andy is still lapping pretty respectively quickly on the mediums. Did a 3:24.1. Mike did a 3:24.1. Identical lap times again. So, Michael on his softs is not making the inroads we thought he might. So Andy's doing a great job there. Is he going to get that car to? So actually at the moment Mike has got less fuel than Andy, but we know that the Toyota does save its fuel well, especially with Mike driving. Mika says, not like me and Jimmy to have a battle. Yeah, I think that's round 2 from Tokyo, isn't it? Let's have a quick look to see if are they still battling. Jimmy comes through, finishes end of lap 10. Looks like, yeah, Mika's dropped off the back. Still time. Right, so let's have a look. 4th place. Andy, pretty much keeping the distance. Will his mediums will hang on, we know that. Can he get the Porsche to the end? He'll have to fuel save. Mike probably knows he won't have to fuel save. See, he's absolutely ragging that. He's red or blue lining it. Whereas Andy, let's have a look, see what was bad time to join him because we're just on the straight. Let's see what he does out the Mulsanne corner. Gets it stopped on the apex nicely. Yeah, he's revving it. He's not sure shifting, so not too much fuel saving going on there. Yeah, that red lining. So let's see what else we got going on. Any other battles on the field. So Daz, a little bit of a lonely 6th now. Still doing good lap times though, 24.8, similar to the guys in front of him. Then Harry in a bit of a lonely 7th. Jimmy's now shaken off Mika, so Jimmy's consolidated 8th, getting quicker. So Mika's in 9th, Dan is in 10th, and Lex in 11th. So up the front, Chris still flying away. A 3:20.2 his last lap. Oh, that sounds good as it goes over the curbs. So actually, Matt has got a little bit less fuel than Chris now, but I say we know the Toyota's good on its fuel. Up he goes to start lap 12. Dunlop chicane. Chris in now in a pretty safe third. He's a little bit behind, so I think the first, second, third pretty equidistantly spaced. Pretty safe, doing 23.4s. Matt's doing 22.1s, so Matt's pulling away on his super softs, whereas Chris is obviously on his mediums. So Matt's wearing his tyres, but they're softer and quicker. So Andy now in, what did he do, 26.4, so a little bit slower there. Medium's starting to wear it a little bit, and Mike's catching him. So Mike's banging in the 24, low 24s, so 2 on the bounce, and he's catching Andy. So we got 3 laps to go. And Muka says, yep, our epic 8-lap battle at Tokyo. Yep, that was a cracker. Wish we could show more on that. But it looks like we got a bit of a battle coming here now. So Andy sticking to track limits at Tetra Rouge. He's got Mike close on him. He can probably feel that Toyota getting closer in his mirrors. Let's have a look, see what Mike can see as we come barreling down the first of the Mulsanne straights. So we don't use the full long version of the Mulsanne. Not used that for many a year in the actual race. Oh, and he's getting a bit wayward, look at that. He's getting a bit of a tank slapper as he came out there. That's going to give Mike a chance. Let's watch from behind. Porsche versus Toyota. The Toyota's got better top end. We know that. And here he comes. We come into the braking, the heavy braking zone of the second chicane. Mike's getting close. Is he going to make a move? Gets really close. Oh, he's making it. Oh, God, gained a lot of. Let's go on. Get outside again. Mike get trying to get on the power. Get a real tank slapper as he came out, but held on to it. So as we go into then third of the part 3 of the Mulsanne, into the Mulsanne corner. Heavy braking from knocking on 200 mile an hour down to about 60. Hard down in the second. Oh, we're right behind now. Watching back from Andy's car. We've got that Toyota right behind us. Is Mike going to have a go? Here he comes. Out we go. Mike's going to make it easy. He's going to try and go around the outside of Indianapolis. That's going to be super brave. I think he might have done it though. Let's go on board with Andy. We've got, where's Mike? There he is. Is he going to try and go? No, I think it's better off it. Settles in behind us. He's quicker through here. Mike's obviously got the grip advantage. He's got the softer tyres on. Andy's having to defend. Mike's got the run though, look at this. Is he going to try and get his own back now as we go to the Porsche curves? Andy got past him early in the race. Mike's lining him up and he's blocking the inside. Here we go, we're side by side. Looks like he's got him. It looks like Mike's got, yeah, he's got him. Look at that. Andy tucks in behind him. We try and go. There's nothing doing there. It's a hard place to pass. We've got a absolute cockpit full of Mazda Toyota at the moment. This tricky left-hander, has he got it sighted? He has. Runs off again. Is he going to make a move? We go into the Ford chicane. Looking back now for Mike's car. And he's late on the brakes, super late on the brakes. The Porsche is very nimble, very wieldy car. It's good on his brakes. But Mike's away. So Mike, his tyres are starting to wear a little bit, but his softs are looking pretty good. In fact, Andy's mediums are actually more worn. So Mike should be in the pound seats. Assuming he can get his fuel to the end. He's got less fuel, Andy's got more fuel. Can Andy hang on to the back of that Toyota? He's got more fuel, he shouldn't have to fuel save to get to the end. Whereas Mike, I think he's short field and might just have to do a bit of fuel saving. We'll keep an eye on that. Let's go and see what's going on with the lonely leader. Still in the 320s. That's still in the 22s. So consistently a couple of seconds quicker. And pretty much the length of the last third of the Mulsanne. Matt's just going into the second chicane now. But Matt's got a good pace advantage now on Chris. Chris's mediums are beginning to wear. Matt's super softs are getting pretty tired, but they're not looking too bad. Not looking too bad with a lap and a half to go. Chris's mediums, yeah, got not looking great, but they're not looking too bad. So, Mike, what's going on with Andy's not being shaken off that much from Mike. It's still well in with a chance here. But Andy's probably managed to fuel save a lot. He's probably actually fuel saved a bit too much, given there's only a lap and a half to go. And Daz is doing a good job as well. Did a 3:24 as his fastest, which is pretty comparable with the guys in front. And he's hanging on to Mike. It's, given we're 43 minutes into this race, and there's nothing between 4th and 5th. So we do a quick rundown actually on the championship. So Chris Bengelli leading the championship for this race on 202 points. He's got fastest lap so far and got fastest in qualifying, so he's on for a maximum here. Another maximum to go with his maximum from the rallying round. So Chris is starting to get a bit of a lead here. He comes up to lap Alex. Oh, just give him a bit of a push. Go through the chicane quicker, Lex. Come on. Is Lex going to let him through? We know Lex has got a bit of form about ignoring blues. And yeah, he's not letting him through. So Lex is there. He goes. Whether intentional, I'm not sure. So Chris leading the championship. He's on 202 points. Matt second on the road and second in the championship, but only just. He's got 183. But he didn't do that brilliantly in qualifying, so second on the road. And then Andy, who's currently in 5th, he's dropped off a bit from Mike now. He's still close enough, and Mike can't make a mistake. So Andy's currently in 3rd in the championship, 178. So Matt's 183, Andy's on 178. Again, missing the track limits by miles. So he's 3rd in the championship, 178. Then Chris Lewis, who is 3rd on the track, he's 4th with 177, so he's only 1 point behind Andy, so he's likely to move in front of him after this race. Then 5th place in the championship is 4th on the road, Mike. He's got 167 points, so he's only 10 behind Andy, so this will do his championship no end of good, beating Andy. Then 6th in the championship, great 6th at the moment, is Dan. He's on 117. This is before drop scores come into play. So he's in 6th. Then 7th is Carly. 9th on the road and 7th in the championship on 111. And then Harry. Oh, he's going in pits. Interesting. Ah, he's out of fuel. Right, he's doing a 1 lap splash and dash. So he's 7th on the road, was 7th on the road, but he's 8th in the championship on 101. We'll see where he comes out. Let's just have a look, see where Chris is. Chris is on his final lap now, so we'll quickly run down, carry on running down. So 8th is Harry in the championship, then 9th is Daz. He's on 95. Then 10th is Lex. He is on 88, and Alex, who's not in this race tonight, he's just behind him in 11th on 85. Jimmy, who's also Jimmy is doing a cracking job in 7th actually. He's 12th in the championship on 65 points. He's missed a round, but doing a great job in the LMP ones. He's 12th. Then Chris Smith and Rob bring up the rear in 13th and 14th respectively, who are not here as well. So back to the front. We haven't seen much of him tonight. Mike says, fair play to Andy, must have gone 10% further than everyone else, although they're going wide indeed. Just as well the stewards didn't review that. So Chris coming up to the final chicane, dominated this one, clear pole, clear fastest lap and a clear win. So great job by Chris. Tyres are looking pretty second hand, but what a great win. So Chris gets his 2nd maximum of the year season so far. Brilliant win from Chris, well done. So Matt's coming in 2nd. Let's just have a quick look what's going on for 4th. And he's not far behind, so he's not far behind at all. So he's still on here for 4th place in this battle. Mike cannot make any mistakes. So Matt is just coming across the into the last chicane for the last time. Gets a hard forward 2nd. He wasn't feeling great, so it's a good 2nd from him. And Chris is coming back behind. He's a little bit further behind. So let's watch what's going on 4th and 5th. Mike can't make mistakes. Andy's right on him still, right behind him. So despite the tyre disadvantage, Andy's managed to hang on. So I think Mike is fuel saving. That is probably why. Mike is really fuel saving. So Andy's really coming up behind him here. This is going to be tight. Can Mike get his fuel to the line? He's really on vapours now as he comes into the forward chicane. They both going to keep it clean as they come through. Andy's right behind him. It's going to be close. Mike's just going to get him. He gets some tail out as they both do. So Mike gets a great 4th. Andy 5th. What a great battle between those two at the end. Fantastic stuff. 48 minutes of racing, 49 minutes of racing, and they're right behind each other. So here comes Daz coming across the line for a good 6th. Kept it steady. Now do his championship now into good 9th at the moment, so that'll please him. So what we've got here, Jimmy. So Jimmy and Harry are having a battle now as well. So Harry has that splash and dash. Oh, unfortunately, he was looking like he could have had a chance there, but he's gone off Arnage. So Jimmy looks like he's going to consolidate a really good 7th. So that'd be good for the team points. So mind you, those two are actually teammates at JH Racing. So let's just see. So Harry's in 8th and Mika's in 9th. So Lex and Dan have finished, although there was a bit of a stewards that Lex actually cut the chicane to get past Dan right at the very end. So those two, the stewards, reversed those positions. So let's have a look at Jimmy. Going to come across the line in 7th place. Gets the better of his teammate. His teammate's up in 8th in the championship and Jimmy's only 12th, so wins the championship battle tonight. Over he comes, good 7th place for him. And Harry, I don't know how much longer we've got. He's just coming across the line as well. So Harry finishes 8th, and then Mika's the final one driving, and I think the time is probably going to run out pretty soon, so we'll stop it there. Oh, what a good race that was. 50-minute long race, and there was action all the way down the field. That was great. Right, so to the results. So a comprehensive win from Chris in the end. Wins by 25 seconds. So he gets fastest lap as well, a 3:18.9. You can see that was 2.5 seconds quicker than anyone else. So a great win from Chris. Second, Matt. Couldn't do much about the flying Pengelly in that one. Did a 3:21.5 is his fastest, but he'd be pleased with that. It's a good second. That moves him further ahead of third place Andy in the championship. So a good second for Matt. Then Chris third, had a good qualifying as well. So I think, and he actually won the livery competition. So he gains 3 extra points for that. So actually, I think he outscored Matt with his qualifying as well. So Chris will then move up to third. So it's going to be very close between second and third. So that's a good third for him. Then Mike just winning out. So see, Chris was 23 seconds behind Matt. And then 16 seconds the good ahead of Mike. And then Mike beating Andy by less than a second after 15 minutes. So a great fourth there for Mike. Had the fuel save, I think, at the end. Let Andy stay with him. But a cracking fourth, so that will help him in his battle to close up against Andy in the championship. Andy finishing fighting 5th in his mediums at the end. Did a 23.4, so competitive lap times in the Porsche. So he was 5th, and Daz, a bit of a quiet race, finishing 13 seconds off the battle for 4th. But that will do him some good in the championship, move him up a bit. Jimmy, a good 7th. Finished well down in 7th, but a good 7th. We'll be pleased with that. Beating his teammate Harry into 8th, who was all over the back of him, but then just made that mistake at Arnage, and that cost him. Went back on the mediums, which was interesting. But yeah, Harry was quick. He did 24 was his fastest lap. That was as quick as Mike. So yeah, a bit of a promise unfulfilled there. So Mika doing a good job to finish 9th, given that yeah, she did, her fastest lap was a 30.9. So good 9th there. And Lex, as I said, finished 10th on the road, but got him and Dan will swap places because Lex cut in the last chicane to gain that position on the very last lap. So he finished 11th and Dan finished in 10th. And I said Chris Pengelly got the fastest lap at 3:18.9. So there we have it. We can say it might have had a better result had not messed up the second chicane on lap 1. Yeah, it made for good exciting viewing though. So that is round 5 of season 6 of the DTCC. Thank you for watching. So the next round is back to our normal format of Group 4s and Group 3s. This again, I think a new track for the DTCC. I don't think they've been there before. This is St. Croix B. In France, cracking track. So back to our usual 15-minute Group 4s and 30-minute Group 3s for round 6, and then round 7 is our what usually is the best race of the season, the NASCAR round at the Oval. So some good couple of rounds coming up. So thank you for watching. That was the first endurance of the season. We got the last race as well is Group 2s at the Nordschleife for 24-hour circuit in the dark, so that's going to be amazing. So lots to look forward to for DTCC. I hope you are keeping well and safe, and we will see you in the new year. So happy new year to everyone, and we'll catch you later. Thank you very much.